Okay. Shall we get started?
Yes.
Jeremiah, do you need to wait for anybody else?
No, I told them we would start at 7, so there might be some people that'll roll in a little bit later, but I'll just let them
We
in.
can wait for a couple of minutes and just, I would say, just let's give everybody a chance. And meanwhile, we can just still talk. I mean, if you wish to,
Sure.
we can still talk with Maharaj.
I like that. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate it. So
Thank you.
Maybe we can do some introductions. So, Jeremiah Prabhu, Drew Prabhu, Kishori Prabhu, maybe you all can take turns and introduce yourselves to Maharaj. I think that will be a good start. That'll give everybody else a chance to join in as well.
sure. I guess I'll go first. My name is Jeremiah. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky, and I guess I've been practicing bhakti for about 4 years now, and just really trying to immerse myself in everything, and just felt called. And so I guess it's 3 months now. I've been trying to lead a Bhagavad Gita class, and just that way I can learn as well as inspire others. So it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah.
I also love on Sundays being able to serve Kasori, and being able to work with him and his Bhagavad Gita class as well. So we've got some good things going on in Lexington. I'm excited about what our small group we've got. There's a lot of energy and excitement. So I appreciate the devotees that are in our circle. So okay.
That's good.
Okay, Drew, do you mind? Yeah.
So should I go next?
No, Drew is going rest, and then Kishore.
I was trying to figure out how to. I was telling Jeremiah, I'm not real familiar with Zoom, but no, my name is Drew. So I have I've been really studying different facets of just Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma for the last couple of years. That all kind of got kicked off with reading a Bhagavad Gita that I'd had for years and just hadn't read all the way through. And then since then, I've picked up multiple different versions, and then I've got this one given to me maybe 6 months ago or so. But it's been this group and being able to go to these classes and meetings. I live in Richmond, Kentucky, so I usually attend the classes that are more down this way. We also have a temple here which will do different things here in town. But being able to come to these and learn in person and actually talking to people has been a blessing. It's a lot easier than trying to pick through and read through book after book after book. Being able to actually talk to people and listen to people has been a huge blessing.
Thank you.
Thank you, Drew. And one thing about Drew, Maharaj, sometimes we would have these programs in Richmond, and it's very interesting. There are 3 types of audiences who join the program. One who don't understand English and only understand Hindi. Number 2, the ones who don't understand English or Hindi, they only understand Nepali. And then Drew, who doesn't understand Hindi or Nepali, only understands English. So my 30-minute class over there goes for like an hour and 20 minutes. So with all these translations happening. But Drew I found to be so patient that he still sits over there, and sometimes he sits with his family. He has 2 young kids, and throughout the class, and my heart melts when I see his dedication like that. Okay. And I also invited Sakri Kaur Dasi. So she served Indiana a few times actually. And I told her that I'm here with Maharaj, and she was like, please, can you somehow or the other, if you're going to have this, please invite me as well. So that'll be nice. So Sankri Kaur Prabhu, would you mind going next?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my most respectful obeisances at the dust of your lotus feet. A very respectful pranam to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis here in this class of ours to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, I've had a very good fortune of meeting you in person in 2024 in New Jersey.
Oh, in New Jersey?
Yes, Maharaj. This was a home program on a Sunday evening at one of my very dear friend's house. This is, she's in Morristown, Ramchandra Prabhu. This was a program by ISKCON of Bergen County. So I happened to be there and you came for the class and I had a good fortune of having your personal association, Maharaj. So when Prabhu mentioned it to me that you were coming and I was like, oh my gosh, let's just do this. I want to take Maharaj's association. So thank you so much, Maharaj, for doing
Welcome.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. And then we have Kishore Kishori. I thought Kunj Vilasini also just joined, and she'll probably rejoin in a minute. But Kishore Kishori is my student, and he is one of the main leaders in both serving both Lexington and Richmond. And I have known him for some time. So Maharaj, Kishore Kishori has been also my assistant doing yagyas. And so he's very Brahminical. He's a very incredibly nice devotee. And despite so many of personal challenges that he goes through in his life, he tries his best to do all these, engage in these services consistently. So Kishore Kishori Prabhu, do you mind introducing yourself?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisance to you and all humble obeisance to all devotees. Maharaj, I'm trying to fulfill my spiritual master's desire as much as I can, even though I am not qualified. And with Krishna's blessing, I have Pandit Srivas Prabhu as my Siksha Guru. He is always trying to put me in correct direction, even though I'm not qualified. And I'm asking for all Vaishnava and Vaishnavi to please bless me so that I can fulfill my spiritual master desire to spread Krishna consciousness, especially in Lexington. And I'm blessed that Jeremiah Prabhu is working very hard and we're working together on this mission. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
And then finally, we have Angel. Yes, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hi, my name is Angel. I got this invite from Jeremiah.
Welcome, Angel. Thank you for coming. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so Jeremiah, I'm going to turn it over to you, and then however you want to conduct your program.
Oh, no, I was just going to open the floor for Maharaj and just let him bless us with whatever knowledge he would love to share with us. So I'm definitely not qualified. We will leave it to him. So.
All right. Om Gyana Timirana Sira. Just a minute. Om Gyana Timirana Sira. Gyana Jana Salakaya Sakso Ramalitam Jena Tasmai. Se Gurave Namaha. Sachetaya Manovistam Stapfetam Yena Bhutale. Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swa Padantikam. Vanchakalpataribhyacha Kripasundabhya Evacha Titanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namaham Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itinamani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Pachatya Disatari Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Sahodato Gududhaya Puspavanto Chita Chandu Tamand Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So welcome everyone to this online gathering. And essentially, when we come to devotional service, not everyone is happy with that type of change initiative. Some friends are going to be completely against your decision. Some family members could even be very openly antagonistic. And society may say all type of stuff. But then the essential thing is that we are able to forge ahead despite all of these seemingly challenging obstacles or situations. And it cannot be easy if we don't have the support of other devotees. And the devotees must understand that everybody pass or has to pass through some challenges. Sometimes it comes from your spouse. Sometimes it comes directly from your own children. So we should understand that the path of Krishna consciousness is easy, but we could have some type of challenges that could distract us from the path. And therefore we should be conscious of how we respond to challenging situations. So I'll give an example. Say you're trying to practice Krishna consciousness and then your family is opposed to it. Your spouse is not cooperating, or your children are not embracing it. Should you just abandon them? No. Capital no. What happens is that when we have this type of situation, that is even the time we should shower those who are family members who are opposed to our participation in Krishna's consciousness. That's the time we should even love them more, so that they understand that the love we have for them is unconditional. And I tell you, when we act in that way, it's pretty easy that these people who are even against our participation in Krishna consciousness, they become favorable. I have so many examples to give. And one of boys who was helping serving me in Delhi temple, he told me the story when he joined, when he came to Krishna consciousness. His father is a medical doctor. His father is retired now. Father is a medical doctor. He has a sibling, an older brother. But the whole family was against him. Completely against him. His mother, his father, his older brother. He was isolated. But he did not give up his Krishna consciousness. What he would do was to bring them prasadam every here and then. Very often he brings them prasadam. But you know what? The good news is that the mother became interested in Krishna consciousness. She's already initiated. She's initiated Brahmin. In fact, this boy was telling me a story. The boy was telling me a story how on Ekadasis, the mom used to chant 64 rounds. So he told me, Maharaj, you see this woman? She gave me a hell of trouble. But now she's even more advanced than me because I can't chant even 25 rounds of japa on Ekadashi. She chants 64 rounds. I said, come on, what's wrong with you? This is your mom. Whatever devotional credits she acquires, you are part of it. You're part of the beneficiaries. So there are examples like that initially the people are not favorable, but then later they become very favorable. So what is required? Patience and proaction. Now, there is reaction and there is proaction. Reaction means someone does something you don't like, something irritating, something that hurts you, and you're very upset. So you act in a way to protect yourself. But sometimes the way we act could be more hurtful than the way they hurt us. Yeah, sometimes we can even overreact. But the other way to respond to this type of unhealthy situation is that if someone is hurting us because of our engagement or in our participation in Krishna consciousness, first we should think, what is the best way to help this person? We should not think that, oh, she hates me, he hates me, I will shout back at them. Because two wrongs cannot make a right. And then, this is the time also you show your saintly qualities. The things that ordinary people out there are not able to do. The devotee can demonstrate that, hey, I am better off than these guys out there. So, we act in ways that could surprise them. So I'll give you another example. There was this lady, she was cultivating her dad in devotional service. And one day, the man has already started chanting some few rounds. And one day, she went to the temple, and the pujari gave her a gallon, big gallon from the deities. So she came, she lives with her parents. So she came, this is a grown-up lady, she's graduated, she had a master's degree, was working for an IT company. So she put the gallon in her room. So during the weekend, she went out. And when she came back, the gallon was not in her room. So she asked if the dad about whether she took something from the room, the gallon there. So the dad said yes, he was cleaning. He was cleaning the whole house. He also went to her room to clean the room. And she put that gallon, she threw it away. He threw it away. Oh, this girl. She was so furious. She stopped talking to the dad for days. So incidentally, we used to talk on the phone. So when we were talking, so I asked her about how, because she had told me about the dad, how she's cultivating the dad. The dad is favorable now. He started chanting like few rounds. So I asked about the dad. And she said, I don't talk to that man. I said, what happened? And then she explained to me what transpired. So I said, hey, you have overreacted. You should go and beg your dad that you crossed your boundary. She was so much taken aback. And she was almost like, literally, almost like crying. And she said, Maharaj, I will only do this because of you. I said, yes, do it because of me. So the father also realized that he had offended the daughter. But you know, parents in most cases, the ego cannot make them to beg for forgiveness. So I said, you should go and demonstrate to your dad that you are not one of the young ladies out there. You have a different, you have a saintly character. So go and beg your dad for forgiveness, and you'll see how the situation will turn. So she was courageous to pick up that piece of advice, and then she went to meet the dad and begged the dad that she was sorry for what she did. She stopped talking to him for some time. And the father was just too surprised because he's the offender. He's the one who really offended her, okay? So she thought, is it my daughter? He thought this is a strange, this is a different person. So his conclusion was that these teachings, this practice of Krishna consciousness had made her daughter a saintly person. Then he took up Krishna consciousness very seriously. So, pro-action. People are bound to hurt us. We should understand that that is also part of the test we face on the path of Krishna consciousness. And so each time that we encounter challenges, we should see it as a test and not be overreactive. Rather, we should be proactive. Another point is that when we join Krishna consciousness, in the beginning, it could be a big challenge to be able to get up in the morning to chant, or it's sometimes a challenge to go to bed on time. And I was mentioning this just yesterday also. The real devotee is the one, Krishna mentions this in the Gita, the time for sleeping for the introspective sage is time for awakening for the ordinary person. And the introspective sage goes to sleep pretty early enough because during that early night hour, there is this predominance of the mode of ignorance. So then at that time, the devotee should be sleeping. And when there is that auspiciousness, the dominance of the mode of goodness, Brahma Muhurta hour, the devotee is awake to be able to utilize that time. So we have to practice how to go to bed early so as to be able to wake up early in the morning. And when we do this, we will relish devotional service because we would have already taken the spiritual food, spiritual diet before going out. The sadhana is our spiritual diet. And we need that as a base to be able to prosecute our daily professional activities, so that we don't become ensnared by the illusory energy. And so it is always important that we practice to become an introspective sage or act like an introspective sage, where the rest of the world, the rest of the people are actively drinking, running around in the evening, but then the devotee goes to bed on time. And when the rest of the people have gone to sleep, they after drinking all types of stuff, they have hangover, they go to sleep. And then the devotee wakes up early in the morning to perform sadhana. And when we do perform the sadhana in the morning before we go on with we pursue our daily activities, we are happier doing what we do than the other person. Because work itself is full of anxieties. Even family maintenance is full of anxieties. Even household chores, it saps our energies. But when we do sadhana, that gives us a big leverage over all of these minor stressors. So, it is important. Those of us who lived in the temple, we had to go to bed at 9 o'clock and wake up at 3 o'clock. So before 7 o'clock, we already done at least the first 16 rounds. This all over. And in that way, you are able to have a focus during the day for your preaching activities or for services in the temple. And so if the devotees who are living in their homes can also practice how to go to bed early, that will save a lot of challenges. It will act like a bulletproof to even stray bullets, stray illusory energy. And so it is something that we need to practice, because the chanting is best done in the morning. We have a better concentration in the morning, and when we are regulated, then we are able to go to bed on time. Otherwise, see, there are so many things to do. But at some point in time, we have to abandon everything and say, hey, let me go to sleep. It's time to rest this body. I was mentioning to devotees here in Indianapolis, I didn't have a problem when I came to Krishna consciousness about self-regulation, because when I was a teenager, I was in a boarding house in a missionary school. And so we will go to bed. 9:30, a bell goes. All students must go to sleep. And the house prefect to come around to different beds to check who is not on their bed. So I got accustomed to that for 5 years. So when I came to the ashram, I came to ISKCON, and I started living in the temple, the temple commander will ring a bell at 9 o'clock and will ask everyone to go to sleep. And at 3 o'clock, they will ring a bell for everyone to wake up. But then this was not something new to me. I've been exposed to this when I was a kid. So I didn't have any problem with this regulative lifestyle. But it's a problem for some people. But, regulatory lives are based on practice. Like Krishna mentions in the Gita, practice and detachment will enable us to achieve what we desire. And Krishna consciousness requires a life that is tailored towards doing one thing within a specific time frame, within a specific cognitive time frame. So we have to see how we are adjusting ourselves to this new spiritual initiative that we have taken in our lives. Yes, any comments or questions?
I got a question. So for me, I guess, how, just so I can gauge myself here and make sure I'm keeping within the guide rails here, how can one tell the difference between genuine spiritual advancement and simply just becoming more knowledgeable about Krishna consciousness?
Genuine spiritual advancement means that one is no longer interested in mundane talks, prajapa. You hear what they say, what comes out from their mouth. It's what inspires people in their devotional life. One can have so much of knowledge, spiritual knowledge, and may not be advanced. They talk all types of prajapa. Yeah, so that is one way to detect, to evaluate further. You can watch the person. Are they still interested in going to eat vegetarian foods that are not offered to Krishna? Yeah. I remember one time, one devotee, he was eating in a restaurant. And then one journalist who used to visit the temple, he went to that restaurant. He saw this devotee eating in a restaurant, a vegetarian restaurant. So he went and tapped on his shoulder. Hey, this is boga, okay? It was so humiliating because he never expected this journalist to get into that restaurant. So the tongue is the most difficult of the sensory modalities to censor. And therefore, what we eat, we need to understand that what we eat helps to mold us or facilitates our destruction. Because here is the deal. The person who cooks the food, their consciousness goes into the grains. And Prabhupada said we should not eat even vegetarian stuff outside that is not offered to Krishna. The person who cooks the grains, the consciousness goes into the grains. And so you are eating all of these cool foods that are not offered to Krishna. They are vegetarian food. It's not meat. But you are imbibing the consciousness of those cooks. And you can sometimes begin to realize how your consciousness is becoming wicked. So someone who is really advanced or making progress in devotional life, they shy away from these public foods, public grains. Yeah, it looks very simple, but see, a little drops of water can fill a cup. So these are some ways that we can identify someone who is making progress in their spiritual advancement. They're not interested in eating all these things that are cooked by non-devotees, because they know the dangers to their consciousness. Haribo. Any other comments or question?
Like I've same follow-up question, Maharaj. Jeremiah Prabhu asked, we as a social people, sometimes we have to go to wedding, let's say, things like that program, and you cannot avoid because being social. And when you go, you cannot tell them, I don't want to eat, because they tell you, I will cook you vegetarian food. Don't worry, we will not mix anything. And that time it will be difficult for them. No, I cannot eat. How do you deal with that situation? It's a everyday problem, and then it keeps on coming. How do we save ourselves from that situation?
Preachers are exposed to, the preachers are like journalists. The journalists, they go to the war front, but they're not carrying guns. They go there. They go there to journalize, to take record of what is happening. So they are endangered species. The preacher is also like an endangered species, because sometimes you have to take a risk, knowing well that this thing is not proper, okay? And because you are trying to encourage people to come to the fold, yeah, the preacher has to undergo some type of austerity. And that is one of the reasons why every day we circumambulate Tulsi to cleanse us from involuntary offenses. Even as you walk, you're killing ants. You're stepping on ants. So, pada padahi vipadam. Every step we take could amount to some type of offensive situation or danger. And if someone is cooking something, you can encourage them to offer the food. Yeah. If they are ready to cook vegetarian food for you, encourage them, tell them to put Prabhupada. When they finish cooking, they should put Prabhupada's picture and offer the food to him. They will be able to do that. Yeah. But the bottom line is, a preacher is an endangered species. That's my point. Yeah. Any other comment or question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Thank you for the valuable class, Maharaj. Maharaj, I was thinking that you mentioned in the beginning of the class that we should love our kin unconditionally, especially when they are not in our favor. I have 2 children. But Maharaj, kind of same situation that you've been describing, no support whatsoever. And I see them gravitating towards those things which are not, they don't fall in the fold of Krishna consciousness. And Maharaj, that's when I'm thinking that by not stopping them or by not asking them not to do it, is my love still unconditional, or I'm allowing them? I know that they are accumulating a lot of karma by doing those stuff, but I just have to let them be, because that's how I can be with them and I can have their favor towards me. So Maharaj, it's just a mother conflicting between being a devotee and being a mother who just loves her children so much. So how to come to that peaceful place where I can just tell myself it's all right.
How old are the kids?
11 and 10. That's 12 and 10 actually.
12 and 10. Yeah, see, what happens is that there are ways to deal with kids from age 1 to age 5. There is a particular modus operandi, a modus vivendi we use in handling children. From age 6 to age 10, there is a way to deal with the child. And from 11, it becomes a little bit difficult because the kid becomes, if they are girls, they become, they attain pubescence sometimes, and they have hormones emitted into the bloodstream, and their behaviors also change. And in most cases, the parents are not consciously aware of the challenges that these kids are passing through. And so they consciously will want to like do things that you don't like. When they come 11, 12, 13, yeah. Because their feeling is that you don't understand their problem. So the early stages of the kid, those are the period that we can, those are the formative stages. If we miss those formative stages from 11 up, it could be difficult, especially in America. It's difficult. But there is still a way out for that. We can love them and talk to them with love and affection about what we are doing and what type of benefits the family will be reaping. And let them understand about the implications of whatever someone does, that they're responsible for the reactions, especially when they grow up and they are not following any proper set down guidelines to mold their lives properly. It's dangerous for their future. So it's a matter of letting those kids know that they're in the best place as a mother, a devoted mother. You can guide them. And again, in most cases, the parents cannot explain Krishna consciousness scientifically to the children. You tell your child, hey, come here, we have to chant, okay? Chant and be happy, chant, so that we get up from this prison of material existence. Then the child says, Mommy, I'm not in prison. See, I had two professors, husband and wife. They have PhD in IT. They are teaching in a university. They had two kids. One of them had become a teenager, and these are two professors. They don't know how to handle it. They don't know how to handle it. So one time the father had invited me to give a talk to a group of students that he's cultivating. So I did that, but I don't know, I don't exactly remember what I said in that talk. And then he had reached out to his wife. And the wife said he wants to come see me. So the wife came, he came also with the wife, with the two kids. So then I was talking to them. And I was just open because the kids are also there, and I didn't just hide it. They are devotees, they are Brahmins. Okay? But you see, child psychology is not something that everybody studied. And so you may have a PhD even in a particular field, and if that is not your field, your child could be a problem to you. You may not know what strategies to be able to take in addressing those kids' needs. So I spoke there, and then I remember one time, at some point in time, the older girl, I said something. Then the older girl just turned to the father like this. It's like, did you hear what he said? Yes, so sometimes we have this problem as parents. But see, it's not late. You can change the dynamics, how you deal with them, trying to incorporate love and friendship in relationship now. It doesn't mean that you should not do your duty as a parent, but you have to, if if they do something wrong, especially the one who is over 10 years, if she does something wrong, you should not, first of all, you should control your temper. The tendency of the parent is they think that the child is their property or they are the boss, and so they do something wrong. They fail the test because Lord Krishna, you know what Krishna said in the Gita? Tam titisha swabharata. So first of all, you have to pass that test. And in most cases, we don't take cognizance of the test and we fail the test woefully. Two wrongs cannot make a right. So the parents, they get upset with the nasty attitude of the child, so two wrongs cannot make a right. They fail the test. Rather, antithetically, on the other hand, if they do something stupid, silly, which every child does, you should pass that test. You should control yourself, control your temper. When your temper calms down, then you can speak to that child in a loving, friendly way because they are over 10. You can speak to him or her in a friendly and loving way. How what they did is not in alignment with the norms of the family and is dangerous to their future. And if they have any reason for doing what they did or saying what they said, they could share with you because you don't understand why they did that. So if you talk to a child like that, after your temper has come down, the energy that you radiate is different. It will sink into their heart. But in most cases, no. We fail the test and then we struggle to deal with the situation. So first of all, we should practice the self-control so that we are able to pass the test, and then we can address that situation when our temper comes down. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
You're welcome.
Hare Krishna.
So, Pandit, we are 10 minutes beyond our time.
All right. So, thank you, Maharaj, for spending your valuable time and your invaluable guidance. You're extremely merciful. I mean, having seen you in close proximity, I have to say, it is a great fortune for anybody who were to be able to take your association and your guidance. So please continue to bless this group. They are very, very sincere. They're trying their best, despite so many different odds in their lives, to make some progress in spiritual life. So please bless them. Keep them in your prayers.
Okay. That has to. All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming to participate.
right.
Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada.
Thank you, Jeremiah Prabhu, for inviting
Thank
us.
you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.